I'm recording. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody, welcome to Songwriting Group. This is September, and as usually happens, our group has started a little larger and has now been distilled down to this wonderful group of folks who's ready to continue exploring the concepts of songwriting. What I want to do for you today is show you something that Paul Hemmings showed me early on in my career. Paul Hemmings is a great jazz player, ukulele player. He was on the circuit for a minute. I haven't seen him around at all. So he's doing other things. He's in New York. He's a jazz artist with his band and stuff. He probably also plays guitar. Anyway, he did a workshop at the Auburn Ukulele Festival, and on the way out the door, I asked him some questions, and he wrote this thing out for me. And it just helped so much for me to understand like why diatonic chords are called that, and all kinds of things. So I'm gonna open up my computer here. I'm gonna do a new one, and we'll do paper size. Here we go. And this will hopefully inspire you this week to do some fun songwriting things, or just kind of, I guess what it will do is help you see what simple substitution chords you can use to really spruce up your song. Maybe you don't want to just do C, F, G. Maybe you want to do C6, F6, and G9. And it would totally give you kind of a different taste.
We have a white piece of. No, we've got instructions for you. We're not getting what you're sharing.
Are you seeing it now?
White piece of
A
paper.
white blank screen.
And you see this?
Wee!
Yes.
Yeah, you see exactly what I want you to see. All right, yeah, it's a blank board because I'm going to draw on it. Okay. This is your, oops, no, I should just leave that in the middle. This is your C, oh, I need to do that at the bottom. C major scale. You all know this. Now, here's how you build the chords. Here's a lot of people go, well, how do I know which chords are supposed to be major and which ones are supposed to be minor? Well, one way is an acronym, and when I say supposed to, this is a songwriting group, so you can break all the rules. But one of the rules is if you want just vanilla chords from a key, we call that diatonic chords. It means that every chord, whatever the structure notes of that chord is the same as what you see in front of you. There's no sharps, there's no flats in this key in particular, let's say. So if I go like this and I go, oh, I'm going to build a C diminished chord, I can tell you that that chord is not in this key. So we wouldn't call it diatonic. It would be something else. So I want to start with diatonic chords because basically you follow all of the rules, and then we're going to kind of flub those rules or break them a little bit. And you're going to hear how it changes the emotion, okay? So what we do is a little leapfrog. You've probably seen this before that, like, here's, well, I was going to use a different color, but it didn't come out. If I leapfrog, if I start on a note and jump over to the next note and then jump over to the next one, I've got myself a C major triad. I can do the same thing with this. If I start on the D note and I jump over to the F and I jump over to the A, this is a D minor chord. So play your D minor chord, which is, oh, I could just give you numbers. Right? That's from chin to floor, fret 2, fret 2, fret 1, open. You know your D minor, right? And now let's say we want to make it into a chord that does not belong in the, oh, let's start with your ear, sorry. Play your C major chord. And then play your D minor. And then go back and play C again. Those two sound like they get along, right? They're harmonious. There's no dissonance. And it's not very dramatic. It's actually just very sweet. Like you do your C chord, and then when you go up to the D minor, it's not very far away. If I was going to write a song with just those two chords to start, it'd probably be like, hello, I'm at the front door, my neighbor, and I'm da 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 da. It's just sweet and easy and kind. If we took this F and make it into an F sharp, then we would have, oops, D major, oops. So we'd have a D, an F sharp, and an A. What that looks like is 2, 2, 2 open. So that now has this kind of a bright, metallic, hello kind of a sound. Okay, so now when I pair the two, C and D major, it kind of packs a punch, like get your attention, listen up. Listen up, I got something to say. I'm gonna use this because I want to say something really dramatic in my song. So what we do is we called this a borrowed chord. This one right here, we borrowed it. Now the only point I'm trying to make is that we're going to work with diatonic, not borrowed chords. We're going to work with the ones that are super friendly and just easy going. In just a second here, I've got to. What in the
Question?
world? Yeah.
All right, now
Rachel.
you showed us the C scale.
Yeah.
And you said that the diatonic chords will only include the notes that are in the C scale.
That's right.
I understand. Now, if you had shown us a G scale, that would have one sharp in it, right?
Yeah.
And that would be still would be the diatonic notes from that scale. You just include whoever's weird in that scale.
Yeah, and we'll do the G scale
Thank
in a
you.
moment and you'll be able to see. Exactly, Rachel. What you do with one key, you do with all 12 keys. If there's a rule with one, it counts for all of them. That's the beautiful thing about this. All right,
It's
so
not that we're doing them with no sharps and flats. It's that we're doing them with the appropriate sharps and flats for
yes,
whatever key we're in.
yes.
Got it.
Thank you for
I'm sorry I
clarifying
was
that.
confused.
No, it's perfect. In this key, there are no sharps and flats, and that's why, yeah, exactly. I'm glad you said that, though, because somebody else might have been confused. Okay, so here's what Paul Hemming said. He said, hey, if you want to build your diatonic chords, here's what you do. You leapfrog, and let me get these out of the way here. You just leapfrog over, right, C to E, and you put it above here so it stacks on top. And then you just go in that alphabetical order and just keep writing it out in this direction. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Okay? So what I did was I leapfrogged and I just took this one, put it here, and then went in order of the scale. Now I'm going to leapfrog one more time because we're going to make triads. That means 3 notes. So now I'm going to go like this so you can see. These are the notes we're taking. I'm going to take the G now and bring it up here on top, stack it on top. Now I have built all of my triads. This is a C major triad here. This is an F. I'm doing the majors first. F major triad. And I'm going to do a G major triad. And we're going to check our math here in a minute so that you can feel confident about it. And then here's all of our minors. There's a minor, there's a minor, Here's the minor, and then number 7, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, 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 ti. That note, that chord in the scale is different. So we call this a diminished chord. We're not going to get into the details so much of why. Well, we kind of will here. So that's how you build the triads of a key, and that's how you find your harmonies within the song. So if you wanted to play a song in the key of C, and let's say I wrote a harmony line that sounded like this. I went C, C, D, E, D, C. I want to harmonize with that. Let's say I got a vocalist with me, like Perry and I were just doing our band practice with Larry Wyatt for this Sunday. And we're harmonizing with each other and we're going, oh, you're going to sing the root? Okay, I'm going to sing the third and you sing the fifth. And between the three of us singing, we're creating a chord. And we just hug, we call it hugging the melody. So if my melody notes go like this, let me get a black thing here, make it small. Let's say I've got, oops, not that small. I've got my tab here.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just briefly interrupt? Just for a second. I got a bunch of people that can't get into the meeting. And I was just wondering, those of you who did get in, did you get an email from somewhere? Did you get something from the
Well,
website? Or
let me answer it though. Don't, because we've talked about this already. Yes, I sent out an email to everybody who is enrolled in the class with the link.
Okay.
However, I also just went onto the website and uploaded the link to the course content where it was not before. Then I tested it out myself and it worked. So they have 2 ways of getting in. Check their email for an email from me from yesterday, or they can go to the website, click on the course content, and the link is there now.
Okay. Well, I have a copy of that email. Did you copy me on that?
Yeah, I always send it to us first.
Okay. All right. Then I'll just forward it on to the people who can't get in.
Yeah, I appreciate you helping them get in. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Judy, you were one of those people, or was it a different Judy?
She's saying yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I was one, and I just kept plugging and plugging and trying and trying and trying. And then all of a sudden it worked after you had replied that I had registered, and I'd registered about 5 times. So yeah.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So
So
we're gonna
Danny
do.
says now there's a link.
Oh, I hear somebody's off of mute. Oh, Karen. Yeah. All right. So we are going to create a simple melody. Oops, that's not the one. Like that. Let's say. I want to create a harmony above that, and this will spruce up your playing. It's going to be really cool. In order to create a harmony above, I go like this. Well, my melody note was here, C, and I want to do a harmony above that. So I can choose either an E or a G, but I want to do a tight harmony like the bluegrassers. So I'm going to choose the one nearest by. So I'm going to take that E and go, oh, well, okay, then I'm going to add an E here. Okay, now the D note is my next melody note that I've chosen as a song artist, as someone who's writing the music. So that's the reason why the D was chosen. And I want to put a harmony above. Would I do the D minor harmony or the D major harmony? Well, if I want to stay really super diatonic, then I'm going to take this note right here, the F, and I would go like that. Boop. My next melody note is an E, and I want to put a harmony above. I'm going to put the G harmony above. And it's difficult to do with the way I chose to do it. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to move our E to a different part of the fretboard. I should have done those lines on a different layer. So I'm going to put my E here. Because my G, the harmony above the E, would be here. That's a 3. So now my melody that sounded like this now sounds like this. And if you're just joining us, my apologies. We just started, so don't worry too much. So this is a really great way. I was listening to a lot of music this morning that I adore that's kind of melancholic, and they had all these vocal harmonies. And I thought, as I was listening to the way they did their music, I thought, when the person wrote this, it was probably just one person singing, and they had one melody line, and that could have been the song. But then they brought in a singer to just accent and augment what they were doing with this nice feeling of friendship and camaraderie. And it's like a man singing the lead and then a woman singing in the background. And it just changed, it added so much more emotion to the song than it would have had. So, I want to start again. But first I want to show you how to harmonize all the way up the C scale. So let me do this. Let me do this. Make sure I'm in a layer. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Thankfully, it just smooths it out for me. This time we'll do a new layer so I don't have to keep rewriting it. Okay, we're going to do our C major scale. C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and we'll end on the C again. Now, just for those of you who are just now joining us, we're going to put it into practice here. What we do is to find our harmonies that belong up here. We want a harmony here and we want a harmony here. This is how we create our chords in any key. The key we're working with right now is C. So we take our C and we leapfrog over. So it's all a leapfrog. And I'll leapfrog like that and I'll leapfrog like that. But before I even leapfrog like that, here's what I do. I leapfrog once and then it all falls into place. So I go, okay, I'm going to put my E here and just go along with the rest of the scale after that. And then I leapfrog again to grab my next note, which is up here. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And now I've got my triads in majors and minors. So here's my major C triad, my minor D minor, my E minor, my F major, my G major, my A minor, and then the seventh is called a diminished. It's a special thing. We won't focus too hard on that. You probably shouldn't be writing songs with a lot of diminished in them at this point. It's going to add a whole lot of weirdness. And then there's the major again. So I'm going to write a little melody. Oh, I'm sorry. My melody, I'm just going to show you where all the harmony notes are on the scale, and then we're going to have a little songwriting session in the key of C. Does everybody understand at the bottom of the screen that this first chord here is a major, and then this one's a major, and this one's a major? Those are all majors. And then if you want to play a D, it would be a D minor, D minor, D minor, B diminished. So when it comes time to be like, okay, we're going to take a few seconds, choose a few chords, and shoot. I mean, keep it easy. You could go C major, F major, G major, C major, and that could be your whole progression. And then we're going to try writing a little melody using our harmony notes along with the melody note. So here's our scale. We have a C, a D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So play those notes on your ukulele, all up the C string. Okay, we all agree that that's a familiar sound, right? So now I'm going to do a tight bluegrass harmony above each note. And where am I going to get it? I'm just going to grab it from the second row right here. I've already got all my harmonies written out. It's very clear to me what the note should be. It's right there on the screen. So now over the C note, I'm going to put an E note, which I can do right here. Open E. Over the D note, I'm going to write an F, which is fret 1. This will help you learn your fretboard better too. Over the E note, I'm going to put a G. Over the F is an A note, which is fret 5. And we're just going to stick to the 2 strings. I don't want to start jumping over to another string. I want to isolate these onto the center 2 strings so you can just groove forward and back. And I want you to memorize this over the next month. This will be one of your drills this month. If you're not sure what to practice, practice this. 7 is going to be a 7 here. That's a B note. We're going to put a C note here on top of the A because it's A then C. Then we've got a B note and a D note. D is number 10. And now we're back at C and E. C is 12. Well, E is 12 as well. And now you've gone through all the shapes and the full gamut.
So the 5 is also the 5.
5 and 5 side by side.
5 and 5. Got
Yes. Now here's what I recommend. Leave your middle finger on the C string the whole time. That means you're going to have to alternate between your index if it's catty corner and your ring if it's side by side. So if it's side by side, use your ring and your middle finger. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment, even though I have to go through the whole thing again when I start again, to show you. So we've got opens, and then we've got a catty corner. So I'm going to have my middle stays on the C string. So because it's catty corner, this index is on top, so it's closest. Then I take that shape up. Then my middle finger continues to 5. Remember 5 and 5 side by side. And I'm going to take my ring and go side by side with it. And just do that actually. Just go opens, then the peace signs, up to 4 and 3, then 5 and 5, 4 and 3, 2 and 1, open and open. Hopefully today you're going to memorize that. Okay, as an exercise now, I'm going to play some chords, whatever chords I want to play, diatonic, because I want to make sure it harmonizes with you. I wouldn't want to grab one of those borrowed chords that we kind of talked about in the beginning, because it would be too metallic and it would clash with what you're playing. So I'm going to play a progression, and I just want you to practice those things I just showed you. Open, open, peace signs, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5 and 5. Whatever, usually they go in a line. It might not sound good. I don't know. You don't want to be too shocking when you're writing a melody. You want the listener to be able to somewhat anticipate what you're going to do with some exceptions, but we're just beginning to songwrite, right? So let's do something that's just friendly to the ear. Let's not do anything shocking yet. Until we have a phrase that we want to say that's shocking. Then we'll use a shocking sound. And it will really drive home our point because it'll make the listener feel uneasy. So right now you're just noodling on those notes that I just showed you. They're called dyads. Not triad, but dyad. I'm going to share my screen again just in case anybody was having trouble listening to the verbal commands. I want to ooh, oops. I just made the whole thing red. There we go. And I'm going to keep playing that same little progression because I want your ear to feel like it's pretty normal. So all we're playing is this right here. In whatever order you want, whatever syncopated rhythm, whatever you want, okay? So this is tablature. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that was one progression. Now I'm going to do a different progression. I'm only choosing chords that we saw down below, down here. So just so you know, what I just played was, oops, D minor, and an F, and a C. So I didn't go as high as the 5 chord, which is the G chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there wasn't a whole lot of drama or conflict because I stayed below the 5. I stayed within, if I could use my pen again here, I stayed within this pocket right here. If you write a song that's within this pocket right here and you're not using any chords that are up here, it's going to be a pretty non-confrontational song. Might be melancholic. I'll do another progression with chords that are just down there in that first region. And then I want you to also play the, once again, those first 4. We're going to stay right here just so that you can have a chance to memorize. It's so much easier if you just take a little chunk. So here's another progression. Let's see. Well, that's too familiar though, isn't it? I don't want to do Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Let me think again here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. called an unresolved progression. I'm not resolving to the C at all. So I'm wondering if those two opens even sound good. So you can notice that there's some tension to this progression. And maybe the melody that you're creating, it's like really craving resolution. It really wants to go back to home base, to the C. So actually, why don't you try playing it where you don't play the two opens at all? So you just hold that tension. Could sound something like... And then if you try the opens, it's like that's what your ear wants to hear, right? Is open, open. It wants to hear, ta-da, we're done. But if I'm trying to write a song that's got some tension to it, I got something to tell you, baby. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And that I am in love with you. I got something to say, that I am in love with you. You can hear it. It's just got this, like, just an energy to it because it hasn't resolved back to this. Now let me do a same progression, but this time it resolves every time on the turnaround. Sounds like this.
Danny, let me interrupt you again. I've been trying to just send a chat to you, but do you have Cynthia Dove's phone number? She's emailing me and not getting my email, saying she cannot get in.
You know, I don't... Oh, yeah, here's my phone. Let me check.
I can come check your phone.
All right. We were just doing the 2 to the 3 is what I was playing. I was playing a D minor to an E minor. That's like a kind of samba. It's kind of popular in Latin music. But this time I'm going to go 2, 3, 1. So you can just feel that resolution. It no longer holds the same amount of tension. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost sounds like it should be the end of the song, right? Like doing this over and over again might not be a really great song. But maybe. Depends on what you do with the melody. Okay. Oh, my screen. Can you still see the screen that I'm sharing? Sorry, say again. Yeah, thumbs up. I like that, Phoenix. You've got a little thumbs up. Because I pushed a button by accident. Now I can't go back to the other way where there's a gallery. Here we go.
So when you say you're doing a 2, 3, 1, that means you're playing the D minor and then the E minor and then the C?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And thank you for asking that because I didn't explain that, but now that you've laid it out, does everybody understand if I say the one chord in the key of C? Do you know what the one chord is? C. It's the first
Just
one
in
on that
case
list.
with this chart, the name of the chord is at the bottom.
Yes. Yes. If you count it from the top, it is a really interesting name because the top would be the root, and so then you have to equate everything to that. Okay. So, one thing, yeah, you're going to run your drills. I want you to memorize this. Oops. Huh. Obviously, I need to spend some time with it myself. But if I'm playing another song, like I'll do another progression, doesn't matter what it is, just listen and keep just playing along those two center strings. What you'll do is your ear will hear one, like a pairing, let's say a pairing like here. Oh gosh, now I've got double. You guys can't see what I see, but it's odd. A pair, like this is a pair right here, 1 and 2. So your ear will hear, if you play that while I'm playing a C chord, which is going to be more like harmonious with this, because those are the 2 notes of my C chord. Listen to my C, and I want you to play this one right here, this pairing. Does it sound good? Or does it sound a little bit, you know, this is basically, if I put it all together, it's an interesting sound, but it's going to be much more harmonious for you to play the open C's when I play the C chord. When I play the D minor chord, this one's going to sound especially harmonious because you're playing 2 notes that I'm playing as well. When I go up and play the E minor chord, these 2 notes are going to sound the most harmonious. Doesn't mean that the other dyads, which is what these are called, dyads 2, it doesn't mean that the other dyads won't sound good with the chord, but they'll sound odd. Or just not, maybe some of them won't be quite perfect. So my point is, as I go through and do a progression that you don't even know what it is, you might find yourself gravitating towards certain dyads when I come back around to certain chords. You won't even necessarily be able to be like, oh, she's playing a D minor chord, I should play this dyad. You just might go, for some reason, every time she gets that chord, it sounds really good when my fingers are here. And that's how you build that strong intuition for soloing that doesn't really involve the logical part. You don't have to think too hard about what the logic is. And here's what I mean. I'm going to play the C chord only, and I want you to play up and down the neck. If all the way up the neck is too much work for you and you can't really conceive of going up here without having to think really hard, then just stay at the bottom. You get a lot done just down here. But if you feel like you're a little more advanced or you've done this before, I want you to try the whole gamut while I'm playing a C chord, just so you can hear how each one of the dyads sounds with the resolution chord, which is the C. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. All you're doing is having some fun, noodling around by playing those tablature notes that you see on the screen and listening to the way they interact with this chord. Okay, I'm going to move on to the second chord of the scale, D minor. Keep playing all the way up and down the neck, and I want you to just listen. Which ones sound the best? And which ones sound, ooh, colorful? And which ones sound totally sour with it? And you're breathing while you play. Nice deep breaths. Okay, I'm moving on. Here we go. Different harmony. Very next note in the scale is E. I'm playing an E minor. Okay, moving up to the brightest chord, F. I could do a different inversion. Bright and sunshiny. Moving on up to the most playful chord, the G. This is the one that's always like, come on, let's go out and kick the ball around the yard. Come on, 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 come on. That's the feeling you get from the 5 chord. Okay, now here's the dramatic and sad A minor. This will give you a really totally different flavor. Here's that weird B diminished. Does that sound bizarre or what? Like no matter what you play, it's going to sound strange or kind of otherworldly because of the chord I'm playing. Even though it's harmonious, it's diatonic, it's part of the key, it creates a certain emotion. And now we're going to come back full circle to C for that full resolution. Now I want you to come on down until you end on the opens. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you ended with, so if you went, then you've got the resolution and you sound like you knew what you're doing. Okay, so hopefully what you did just now was listen to how each chord that I played caused your playing probably to change. Maybe you started hovering around a different part of the fretboard. Maybe these notes sounded strange, but these notes sounded better. Maybe just kind of the way you played your part changed based on what I was playing. But it was still your creativity too. So none of you were playing the exact same thing at the exact same time for very long, right? Statistically.
So that G chord was the golden retriever.
Yeah. The puppy. Yeah.
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 So
let's
play with me. Play with me.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, exactly. And then the C is like, oh, let's just go have dinner or something. Sit down, have a glass of wine. Okay. So now here's what I want you to do. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. Oh, well, one thing I want to point out first. Hopefully you recognized this rhythm. Check this out. Play this, play the first dyad right here. Let me get a different color so you can see what I'm doing. Green. Okay, play this dyad right here. Opens. Now play the F and the D note, or we'll call it the D minor dyad, really. E minor dyad is here, 2 of the notes from the E minor chord, and here's the F dyad. So it was together, catty corner, together, right? That was the shapes that you played. Everyone agree? The notes were side by side, then they were corner, side by side. Well, look at this. Side by side, corner, side by side. So if I take off all that color I just did, I'm going to show you the 2. This is how you're going to memorize it. And just start with the key of C, and that's your only agenda. Like, don't go, oh, and now I have to learn it in every key, so I'm not going to practice today. Learn it in C, and you're going to be able to play. Every time there's a song in C that's diatonic, Hawaiian music, and all the stuff at the jam, You're going to be able to just noodle around and play on these dyads as your solo. What is a solo any more than just creating melody on the fly, right? So you're going to be like kind of songwriting on the fly through a solo while somebody else plays the chords. But then just go up one set of frets and there's your second set that's exactly the same shapes as the first one. I'll do it in another color, yet still. Go up here and do yellow. So once again, it's side by side, catty corner, side by side, catty corner, side by side. If you can remember them in two different sectors, then that's what I do. I kind of play around in one sector, and then I'll jump up high and play around in another sector. Eventually you can just kind of blend the two together. So usually when we see something above fret 5, our knees start knocking and we go, I don't know if I can venture that far into the wilderness of my ukulele. It's not scary up there actually at all. And if you go to yourself, oh, but I'm not sure I can remember those numbers, one thing you can do is go, well, there's dots on fret 5 and there's dots on fret 7. And you probably have dots in 10 and 12. Now 10 is a catty corner, so you don't want to forget that. But if you can remember that the dots in the center of your ukulele are the beginning and the end of these two shapes. Two shapes by meaning this dot here is the end of this shape. This dot here is the beginning of the next shape. It's like a little sandwich. Or an onomatopoeia, or whatever the word is, where just like here at the bottom of the screen too. You start at the beginning and as you go through it's the same thing forward and back. If you call this one a minor, I would just call that one a minor to make it easy. Same way forward as it is back. So I'm going to play another progression and I want you to play along in those two pockets and maybe write something just based on this progression I'm doing right now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the pattern. I'm going to repeat it again. Write a little Hawaiian song. Imagine that you're on the island. Last time, then we're going to end. You can end at the very bottom of the scale or at the very top, up to you. Okay, so we just played everything diatonically. As a songwriter, on your end, you chose what melody notes you were playing, and you had an instant harmony accompaniment with it. How many of you found that a little more inspiring than just noodling around with only the melody? kind of makes it sound already like it's turning into something, right? With that little harmony on top. But it didn't have to be the same dyad as what I was playing for it to work. And you didn't even know what I was playing, and I was keeping it all real simple. I didn't even play a G at all until that very, very end. Now let's do it one more time, and I'm going to play the A minor and let's see, A minor, D minor, D minor. Okay, so I'm now changing the harmony palette. Now I'm doing all cool colors. Now everything that you do, no matter how hard you try, will not sound happy. Go ahead. I'm going to make it even more sad. Now I'm going to make it happy. No matter how hard you try, it won't sound sad, no matter what you do, because the harmonies on top are saying, no, this is not a sad song. This is a cheerful, happy, positive song. Okay. Let me hear from you. What do you think about this? If you have more questions than when you came, then that's a good thing. Every time we learn something new, it really opens up a box, right? We're like, oh my God, now I've got so many more questions. So that's a good thing. Anyone have any comments?
Danny, it just feels like it opens a door for adventure.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Good.
And today, just on a side note, in my car, I was listening to you sing Strange World.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Thank
my
you
gosh.
for that. Oh.
That's wild, man. Those are notes from Daniel Ho. That's like creepy and spooky, and that's a song we wrote called Beautiful Strange World.
Oh, I played it 4 times in a row.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So just wanted to say thanks for that. It's
You're
beautiful.
welcome, Karen. I'm glad you like it. Thanks. Okay, so let's stop sharing, and I'm so bummed that Cynthia didn't get in. So yeah, with that day when I met with just Paul Hemmings, he gave me about 2 minutes of his time, and he was like, well, look at this, and he wrote it down just like that. He was like, here's your C major scale, leapfrog over, put that at the top, write it all out again, then leapfrog another time, put that at the top, write it all out again, and there you go. You got your harmonies of that key. So when people say, well, why is there a D minor in the key of C, not a D major? Well, because a D minor has a D, F, A. A D major has a D, F sharp, A. Versus. And And the F sharp doesn't belong in this key, so we're going to say if it's a diatonic song, we're going to only play a D minor, not a D major. However, let's say that we play another song. Ooh, let's do this real quick. How many of you are familiar with the song Sugar Moon? When it's sugar cane time, wrong around about noon, I'll be walking with sugar. I'll be walking my baby neath that old sugar moon. So this person wrote the song. I'm going to share it with you again. This person wrote the song. I wish I'd done all that in different layers. I forgot to do it like that. Oh, good, but I can do this. Okay. And they used a borrowed chord, the one I talked about in the beginning, D major. So how would we do that? We got our C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We leapfrog over, grab that note, bring it up here. Then we leapfrog over again, boop, bring it up here. And we know that this is the root note here. So this person who wrote Sugar Moon wrote it like this. Here's the chord progression. Ba-da-da-da-da-dum, long around about June, I be walking with sugar, neath that old sugar moon. There's our progression, okay? Sounds like this. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, oh, da. I did the wrong chord key. Ba-bum. Sugar cane time, long around about June, I be walking with sugar, neath that old sugar moon. And you drop me a line to expect me soon. I be walking with sugar, neath that old sugar moon. Okay, that's the melody line there, or that's the chord. Ba, 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 ba. Now, if you wanted to play your diatonics up the neck, here's the deal though. We've got an imposter here. This guy. That chord does not belong in our key. This is like this. It goes D, F sharp. Because it's a D major triad. Now it's got the 7 on top. The 7 is just a C note up here. We don't have to worry about that. That's part of our key. So we're not talking about that. But now we've got this new chord here with the F sharp. So before, when you were playing your diatonics over here, you were going open, open, and you were doing a 1 and a 2, but now you're gonna have to do a not a 1. Now you're gonna have to do a 2, and I'm doing the colors so you can see that everything in black is still diatonic. A 2 and a 2, and then we can still go up to the E minor, which is part of a C chord. The E and the C note, or the E and the G note here. Those are the 2 notes right here that I'm playing. Those are also in my C chord. See here? So this E minor dyad is harmonious with the C major chord as well, because it's 2 notes from that chord. I don't want to get too far into the weeds, but I want you to start seeing all these correlations, right? You're going, holy cow, it's actually, when I'm playing this, I'm actually playing that also. When I'm playing an E minor triad, part of an E minor triad, I'm also playing part of a C major chord. And then we can continue up the neck. Oh, nope. The 5 doesn't work anymore because that's an F note right here. So, well, here's the deal. It will work if you're not playing the D7 chord. But if you're playing the D7 chord, it will not work. Because you don't want to play an F note while I'm playing an F sharp note. So, this is where it gets a little complicated. Yeah, and we don't want to get too far into the weeds, but this is a songwriting class, right? So we don't have to write a song in a diatonic fashion. We could write a song with a borrowed chord, turn the D minor into a D7. It changes the sound of the song. But it also is going to make our harmonies a little more complex. You're going to have to make sure that you don't clash now, because you've just invited in the F sharp, and the F sharp is not part of this key. We do have an F, and we do have a G, and they're right on either side of that F sharp. So you've got a lot of possibilities for having disharmony. We call it a rub. If I play a D minor chord, and you play the F sharp note, or if I play I'll play a D minor chord, and you play this note. You hear how that doesn't match. But it does change the feeling of the song. So let me do Sugar Moon again, but instead of the D7, I'll do a D minor. Let's just see what it sounds like. When it's sugarcane time, long around about June, I'll be walking with sugar, neath that old sugar moon. Gonna drop you a line to expect me soon. So we're walking with sugar, neath that old sugar moon. Now I'll do the D7 instead. Around sugarcane time, long around about June, I'll be walking with sugar, neath that old sugar moon. So it just has a little electricity to it, right? Ba-da-dum-bum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm so bummed about Diana, about, I was just looking at the name Diane, so it's stuck in my head. About my friend, Cynthia Dove.
Yeah.
On her birthday of all days.
Yeah.
Come in. It's killing me. Erg.
We can sing happy birthday to her anyway because there'll be a recording.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Well, let's do that now. Let's sing happy birthday. Let's do it in. Well, let's see. Yesterday in book club we did it in C. Let's do it in C since we're in the key of C right now. Raise your hand if you do not know the chords to Happy Birthday by memory. All right. Well, it's so easy. The 1 chord to the 5 chord. That's a G. 5 chord back to the 1. And when we sing Cynthia, it's the F. And then C, G7, C. So C, G7, G7 back to C, C to the F, C, G7, C. Happy, happy. It starts on the 5 note, the G note. Here we go, Cynthia. I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to get you into class today on time, but we want to wish you a happy birthday today. And so I'm going to put actually the gallery mode on right here so you can see everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, birthday to you. And many more. Yeah, more. No, more. C7. Make the one into a dominant one, and then you got that tension. Okay, so real quick, let's see. Happy birthday started on the G note, which was up here on fret 7. So if I wanted to harmonize with that, I just grab the little note above that I know belongs as my diatonic harmony to that, and you got the notes. Then it gets up too high beyond our grip. Okay, that is your music harmony lesson. For the rest of our session here today, I just want to hear from you. If you were able to do any songwriting, did you listen to somebody's song and have any revelations? Tell us about it, Diane.
Thank you. Yes, I've pretty much finished a song for my son. It's not a very happy song, but it's a healing song for him. So, and I was pleased to see that part of it is sad, and I used the I remember you saying the minor keys were sad keys, so I used those as well. I'm pretty happy with what's happening with your course. Thank you.
Oh, good, Diane. Oh, I'm glad. Has your son heard the song yet?
No, I'm not. Do you want to hear some of it to see if can you hear everything well?
Yeah. Do we want to hear it, guys? Yeah. Share it with us.
Okay. He's 54 and he has anxiety issues and a couple of other issues, so that's the reason for this. They thought he responds to my singing to him really well, so they're hoping this will help him heal some of his pain. My 7-year-old son looked up at me, and with tears in his eyes, he said, Whoa, I'm off. I'm having trouble with my hearing aids too. Why does he want to see me? No, I'm off. I'm very nervous. Do you want to talk with someone else and I'll get I just sang it 2 minutes ago in my head and now it won't come to me.
That's
okay,
fine.
thank you.
I totally get it. Yeah, sometimes you just need to go behind the curtain and remember the melody and come back over. Yeah, well, thanks for sharing. All right, who else? Any experience this week to do with our material in class, songwriting? How many of you have continued to do any kind of a writing assignment? Oh, you got it, Diane?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
My dad loved me. Why does he want me? Why does he want to see? Did I do something to make him go away? I'd like to meet him someday. I looked into his blue eyes and tears rolled down his cheeks. My heart tore in two. This is what I said. Son, you did nothing wrong. my son, now a man. Mom, am I really meeting my dad? I'm really burning inside. With aching heart, I reply, I'm sorry he made other plans. Know that I love and adore you. I promise I will not leave you. I will always shoulder when you're feeling blue. 2 years later, a letter came. Dad had passed away. With broken heart, oh, I left with broken heart. My son said, "My heart is broken and my life complete as I." My son, you've been through so much. You remain kind, gentle, and strong. Never forget you're my pride and joy, and how much and how deeply I love you.
Wow, Diane, that's a deep song. That really tells a story between the two of you. Oh,
Yeah,
and the tragedy of getting the letter.
yeah.
And I like how you went somewhere else that was really tragic. It was, melodically, I mean, harmoniously. You chose these chords for when the letter arrived. That was like gut wrenching. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you. I've got to rework it, but we're getting there.
Yeah. I also like you went to the four on the bridge, right? Or on the chorus. That you went to the four chord. I could, we learn to listen for that kind of thing the more music you listen to. But I liked how on the verse you had the one chord starting, so it was stable, and then you did a few other chords and came back to it. And then the verse, your son was talking. And then when you went to the four chord, I actually think of that chord as the Mother Mary chord, the comforting chord. And in that bridge section that started on the four chord, you were the comforting mother with your lyrics. So it just really matched really well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Judy.
Danny, is anybody else getting a whistle or a back?
It was from Diane's
Oh, okay.
audio. You have a bird, Diane? Oh no? Oh, I thought you had a bird in the cage.
Oh no, I'm having real problems with my new hearing aids and this here thing, and so sorry about that.
Oh no, it's okay. There might be like a fan or something going in your place that has a high speed
Oh, could
whistle.
be we're cold here, so it could be the furnace.
Yeah, probably is that. All right.
You mentioned that there was a lot of conversation going on in the community for this class.
Yeah.
I I go there and it will say start here and it'll give me a chance to write a message, but I can't find anybody else's messages.
Okay, that's what I was about to do is share with you my screen. So I'll bring myself back up on the big screen so you guys have this. And I'm going to go to the website because I was wondering about how many of you have gone over there. I know a couple of you here have, and a couple people who are not here today have, which is great. Here I am at uquest.com. That's the origin of everything, right? I'm not signed in yet, so this is what you're going to see. So I wouldn't click on this yet. I need to sign in. And the word community is not up here at the top. Let's see if I can. Oh, yeah, I can make that larger like that. So right up here, it should say community, but it won't say that until you're logged in because it's only for the students. So I'm going to click, and I know that you've already done this, Rachel. I'm just walking through it all for everybody. There's my student login, so I can look at it like a student, not as admin. Okay, so now the top of my screen. has changed. And I can see all the courses. I can see my courses. And here's the community tab. Okay. So when I click on that,
So you do community before you pick your group.
well, that's the only way to get to this page.
Okay.
So you might have gone, you might have clicked on like the course and then tried to get in there, but that's not where the conversation is happening. Conversation's happening on the community page, which is basically the chat.
Yes.
Yeah. So now
So
over here, I've
yeah.
got songwriting.
Okay.
And I can
And
click
it
on
says
that.
your feed. And
if I scroll down, there's
ooh.
a message from
Oh.
John. And then Jane commented on his post. And now I can bring this out a little bit. Hava, silly song about my friend and see how it says see more. So here's a song that Hava wrote and uploaded for you all to read about my friend who has sensory issues.
Okay.
Somebody put Rachel. That's you, Rachel, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Rodney Crowell is one of my favorite songwriters. So the 3 chord and the truth. Yeah. So you can come in here and see what people are writing about and then comment on their post.
Okay.
And I see, Rachel,
Yeah,
you
you
asked
can
me a
see I
question.
posted several times, but then I
Oh.
stopped because I didn't see anybody else. But now I'm seeing more posts.
Maybe it's just scrolling down or something.
Yeah.
Let's
I
see.
I have
Featured.
run into several people speaking about their songwriting, and so I've tried to bring those messages over here.
Ah, well, there it is. So the idea with the community pages, if you have somebody to share your progress with or your ideas, it really kind of keeps you motivated, right? So don't be afraid to be like, oh, nobody wants to hear my little idea. That's such a waste of your time to think that way. Somebody wants to hear it and somebody will comment on it because we want to hear each other's minds. I want to know how each one of your minds work. Like Diane will write a song about her son, a sad song, and somebody else will write a song about. At one point, we were talking about table manners, right? When we were in Maine, and I can't remember who it was. I think the fella who I got this shirt from, the names are just completely floating out of my head.
Terry Brandsma.
What's his name?
Terry Brandsma.
Terry. Thank you, Phoenix. Yes, Terry. And he went on there and said, hey, I took what you said about table manners. The phrase was, you can do it if no one's looking or something like, as long as no one's looking, you can do it or something. And so he went through and wrote this whole funny thing about using all these words of being impolite in public, like pigging down on your food or like schnozzing, or he just used you can pick your nose when no one's looking, you can blah 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 blah, and it was really cute, right? So I wanted to give you a couple of phrases Perry and I have come up with this week. This morning we were laughing about the phrase deviled eggs and beveled edge. Putting those two phrases together, deviled eggs and beveled edge, like say it. It's fun to say. And so we were saying, we finally came up with, if you're going to devil eggs, if you're going to devil eggs, you're going to need a beveled edge. And we decided it would be bevel edge, or else you can't say it right. Beveled edge. Beveled edge. If you're going to devil eggs, you're going to need a beveled edge. So we started talking about he said, you should give your songwriters a challenge, just like write a little story about that. I said, well, how would you turn that into a song? And he goes, it doesn't have to be a song. It could just be automatic writing, a little story, So that's one phrase. And I've got, I'll just hold it up. On my iPad, I've got all of my notes app. I use this notes app a lot. I can make my own little folders off here to the side. which I organized all of my notes one time on a 5-hour flight because I had no internet. And now it's been smooth sailing ever since. So I've got my songwriting tab, which has 132 notes in it at this point. So I can just go back and look at notes whenever I want. And I just, like I wrote, I should write a song about nothing at all. That was something Perry said, and I was like, that's interesting. The brain song I already told you about. Post-performance blues, which is a thing. The lead up is so intense, and then afterwards you get kind of like, oh, now what am I going to do with my life? Displeased, to say the least. I was displeased, to say the least. I mean, that if you put that in there at the right time in a song, it could be very funny. Dancing. When I dance, I like to move my feet around a lot. Ain't that the point of dancing? And Perry said, you should write a song about a lady who just wants to dance like crazy. And if I can't move my feet around a lot, then what's the point of dancing? And then we wrote, I like to learn the Lindy Hop, but I ain't got the time. I just move my feet around a lot and pretend something, something. I put ... So I'll turn that into a rhyme of some kind. He's created a riff called the Chicken Chimichanga and a Couple of Beers. He goes, Chicken Chimichanga and a Couple of Beers is the name of that riff. So I wrote that down, and it says, I don't need whining and dining. I ain't some uptown dandy. I don't want diamonds or candy. Just a chicken chimichanga and a couple of beers. So it doesn't rhyme yet very well. You know, it's just chicken scratch. But I write it down. And then one of these days on a flight or sometime when I'm bored, I'll sit down, or if I designate songwriting time, and I'll add to it. And I'll play around with some chords, you know?
I just realized that I had a line for a song.
What is it?
Blah 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 blah. I need to reposition.
There you go. You see, you write that down. I need to reposition.
I need to reposition.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Like the cruise? Is that you said it was called a repositioning cruise?
Yeah. Right.
Great. So it can have a couple of meanings. Yeah, one verse can mean one thing, and then you go into the next verse, it can mean something else.
Yes, yes. Molly Tuttle has a really great song about all the things she's doing to get this guy out of her hair. And yes, it's the concept of what do I need to do differently in order to reposition, because this ain't working.
Yes. Right. And, you know, song is a story. So even if it doesn't sound like it, but a lot of times it's pretty obviously a story. And a story is you set the scene, you introduce the characters, you introduce the problem. There's this conflict, some kind of crescendoing conflict, and then there's resolution at the end. And it could be tragic resolution, it could be positive resolution. Yeah, so song is no different. So you set the scene, state the problem, make the problem bigger, then resolve it. Yeah. All right, Karen.
I can hardly read this because I was in my car and my pen wouldn't write. But
Nice.
it started out with, I was sitting in my naked truth, feeling kind of raw. The only thing that I was wearing was my heart on my sleeve, kind of a thing. I don't know where I'm going with that, but that was just kind of coming to me. So
Okay, so I'm sitting. What? Say that again.
I'm setting in the naked truth,
Feeling kind of raw.
raw, but the only thing I'm wearing is my heart on my sleeve, or the only thing my heart is on my sleeve, or I'm not sure.
No, I like what you said. So I've heard another song like this if I can think of it, but so you'd say, I'm sitting in my naked truth, feeling pretty raw. The only thing I'm wearing is my heart on my sleeve, and then go into a totally different rhyme that rhymes with sleeve. And you
Mm-hmm.
do that for a while until you get to another junction where they expect to hear one thing, and then you dip back and do a different rhyme. If you can get the rhythm going and the music paired together, that could be very funny.
Yeah, because most things I don't want to, but they seem to rhyme, and I'm trying to get away from that. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, we didn't have too many. Well, the exercise today was playing your dyads. So I'm writing up some dyads for the Uquesters. So I'm going to put it in a form where it's a lot prettier than what I just did, and I'm going to upload it to this course content. And I want to say I will email you when it's. I like to make promises and make sure that I actually fulfill them. Uh, Sometimes they fall through the cracks, so I hope I do. But if I don't, if you don't get a notification about it, it will be up on the course content. But I believe I'll email you as well. Yeah, and then we'll meet again next month. So, but here's the deal though. Make the most of your time between our lessons, between our meetings. What we talk about in each meeting, apply it. Practice it. Practice applying it. The next jam you go to, bring those dyads. And when the song is, even if a song's not in C, because let's say the song is in G. The only difference between the key of C and the key of G is that F we were talking about becomes an F sharp. So if you're industrious enough, you'll go, oh shoot, it's not the catty corner this time, it's side by side. Only that one change, that one single note changes. You can play all the other dyads just fine because they're in the key of G. In the key of F, what's the difference between the key of F and the key of C? A flat. There's a B flat instead of a B. When you get all the way up there to fret 7, and you're supposed to play 7-7, the high 7 is the B note, but in the key of F, you would just flatten it by half a step, and there you go. Easy.
6.
All the rest of the triads fit within that key. So at the next jam, play around with your triads. You can choose a small little tiny section like we did, just the first half. And when your ear says, oh, this is a sour note, it's only going to go up, like forward or back by half a step. That's the only place it can go. It is so much simpler than you think it is that you have to put it into practice. You must practice it. If we meet again in a month and you have not touched your dyads, guess how much of it you're going to have retained and be able to put into practice? Nothing.
Not much.
Yeah. So try to build on it, and part of that's just making time for yourself. You deserve to do this. You're coming to this meeting because you're curious and want to do this, so do it. But don't do all the other chores in the house. We said that in book club yesterday. Someone said, man, when it comes time to practice, I do the weirdest chores. I organize my junk drawer in the kitchen. Like, what? That was my ukulele time. Well, I know the feeling. We avoid it because it's hard or it's not coming out exactly the way we want. Or maybe we just deny ourselves the joy and go, oh, I haven't earned it yet. I mean, how many of us were in Girl Scouts and school, a system at home where it's like you earn an A, you get the thumbs up. You have to do the hard work. So skip the chores and play around with your dyads instead. Okay? Let the dishes sit for another day or hour.
Sometimes if I get a package of something I've ordered, I won't open it because until I open that package, those pants still fit.
That's a song, Rachel.
But the thing is that until I practice my ukulele, my practice went perfectly.
Yeah,
and so I'm putting off
yeah,
opening the practice and seeing if it really did fit. Yes.
The psychiatrist would say that you need to change your intention, though. Your intention, cannot be perfect practice. Because in the book we're reading, we learn about the human brain is that you have to make the mistakes in order for your brain to fix it and to make sure it's learned. So mistakes are part of it. Let me end by showing you my little... I've been playing around with this idea in my artwork.
Wabi Sabi. Oh, yes.
Wabi Sabi, right? It's supposed to have an I at the end, but it doesn't because the nature of it is beauty in the imperfections. This is a Japanese concept. The actual beauty in the imperfections. Like in the Japanese culture, when they're doing their tea, they have these tea ceremonies and they have these beautiful teapots. And whenever the teapot would crack, they actually go through with gold and melt gold into the crack and accentuate the crack. And then all of a sudden, it's even more beautiful than it was before it cracked. So beauty in the imperfections is the wabi-sabi. Approach your songwriting, approach your practicing like that. It's like, give yourself permission to not be perfect. It's a really stupid Western idea, anyway, to be perfect. All right?
Yes. Well, it just helped me make that connection of between why do I keep putting off my practice? And I realized it was until I practiced it, that practice was perfect. And
Right.
I'm not so much doing that anymore, but I made the
So that's what
connection
helped
in
you.
my head.
Well, maybe it helps somebody else in class today, so that's good. That's why we share. Okay.
And when we meet again, Monday is the equinox. We'll be in a new season. Everything will be different.
Oh, Monday the 22nd. Oh, good. We will be meeting again on October 17th, the day after the book club. We'll be back from Reno by then, rested up. So October 17th is our next book.
I got an email from Perry that says Songwriting Club October 19th at 3.
That's only because of the way I set that. I was the one that went through and set the Zoom link for today. And today is the 19th. And the only option was every month on the 19th. And I just said yes because I was planning to go through and edit that.
Okay, so it's the 17th.
I hope that nobody else thinks that's a Sunday, right? Yeah, we're going to do the 17th. Whatever. Just always check your email.
October 17th is a Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we want, is a Friday.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right, it's wonderful to see you all. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye and hope that you stay inspired this month. And we will see you on October 17th. Happy songwriting. May you have some great ideas.
Thank you.